All right guys, welcome to my garage. You can see my Africa Twin behind me. Now, if you have an adventure bike, you either have auxiliary lights on it already, or you probably want some. That's what we're talking about today. So you may be thinking, I don't really need auxiliary lights because I don't really ride at night. But the great thing is, I run these mostly in the daytime because I want to be seen better by other drivers. Well, I think I have the perfect answer where you don't have to spend a ton of money to get some great lights. What you see on my bike right now, these are a set of 3-inch pod lights by Auxbeam, and you can see they're really nice light. And what's great about these lights is they have white and they also have amber. You can switch back and forth. You can do combo beams. These lights have 6 different beam options. I'll tell you about those right now. Let's turn them on. Whew, them suckers is bright. Look at that. And let's go through the different modes. I'm just going to click through them. Whew. So that's white and amber. I don't know if you can tell. Blinking white, blinking amber. I think this is the SOS pattern. It's going from white to amber and then goes back to standard white. These suckers, I'm telling you, man, stupid bright. I'll actually give them a road test, show you the before and after with the lights on in darkness, but in daytime, I'm telling you what, holy cow, them suckers get some attention. All right, here's what you get with the bracket kit. You do get 2 brackets. You get 2 different sizes of these rubber inserts. You see the thick one and the thinner one. The thinner one is what you'll want for probably most crash bars. That one's pretty small. Can't imagine any crash bars being that small, so we'll just put those aside. Some rubber strips if you need them. I'm not using them. And then mounting screws. Now you can see here, this is my final mounting position. I did have these brackets flipped upside down. They were down here, but I had to have the lights so far away from here because they were hitting my front fender. So I have the brackets with the tab on the top side, which works great. You can see I have them just inside of my crash bar, about maybe 2 inches. So if I fall over, they're not gonna get banged up. But you can see they're nice and level. And then for the lower lights, I have them on this cross member here. The bracket is kind of at a 45-degree angle up, like that. Now I really wanted these lights. Initially I had them mounted up here, but they were kind of too close to the outer edge of the crash bar. But I did like having them higher and further out. I don't really like them here because I feel like the tire, when I turn, is going to throw up dirt and it's going to eventually pit out the lens. Like I can already feel quite a bit of dirt on there. And so I may find a higher mounting position that, you know, they're kind of close to the back tire, kind of hard to see sometimes. Problem is, I can't put them right in here because these stupid cables are in the way. I'll get that figured out. And these things are more powerful than your $500, $700 lights. On top of the 6 modes that you have, which most other lights do not have. Each light is 48 watts. That's 96 watts between the 2. And you're looking at a total of 9,600 LM. That's 4,800 out of each light. The lights do have high quality aluminum housing. They have cooling fins. And they are IP68 waterproof. That's phenomenal. And the great thing is the lights also include a wiring harness, which a lot of the other ones do not. All right, guys, so here we are out in total darkness. Obviously, the true test of auxiliary lights is how well they light up the night. I'm going to show you some before and after of both the white beams and the amber beams. So that's my low beam right there. First thing I'm going to turn on is the amber beam. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Now, I haven't adjusted the beam. It looks like it might be a little bit low, but that's okay. Let's turn on the white beam. Wow, what a difference. Before, after. Let's take it for a ride. It's actually a little bit foggy up here. Look at how good that amber beam lights up the night. Now remember, the amber beam is a floodlight, which means it's got a really wide beam. And then the white lights are more of a spot beam, more condensed beam, a narrower beam. just with the floodlights on. Let's turn on the white beam. Okay, that's without any lights on. That's with the white lights on. Wow, what a difference. No lights on, just the amber lights. Wow, it's quite a bit of a difference. All right, I have to say I am super happy with that. It's making a huge difference in visibility. Let me give you guys another example here. So this is the bike's standard beam. I'm going to turn on just the white spot beams first. It's before, after. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So if you're riding off-road and you want to see ahead of you, I don't think you need to see much better than that. Now let's just try the amber beams by themselves. Look at that. Look how it lights up everything around you. That is so good. Before, after, before, after. Now that's with the amber beams on, and this is with the white beams on too. Look at that. Look at that. That's without. That's with. Very nice. I have to tell you guys, I am loving these lights a lot. I'm super impressed with their brightness. I love the different modes, though I'll rarely use the blinking mode. You know, when I'm doing lane splitting, maybe, but that's about it. But the price is crazy. The amount of light they put out is crazy, and you can get a discount on it. Just use this code right here. Not only are they about half the price of most lights, you're gonna get a discount on top of that. Now, if you wanna see how I wired these up, I'm gonna show you that now. And if you don't, and you wanna just go get a pair, hit the link in the description and get hooked up. Now, I'll tell you guys this much. I am an amateur when it comes to wiring. And so you might not even agree with the way I'm doing this, but I'm letting you know that I'm just Joe Schmo and I'm figuring this out for myself. So if you want to do it yourself without taking it to somebody, it's very doable. All right, so here's the wiring harness laid out, and you can see it's pretty long. It's at least twice as long as it needs to be, maybe even more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna modify it by making it shorter, and I'm also gonna do some adjustments down here where it hooks to the battery. The harness, the way it comes with pretty big connectors right here for like a car battery, because this is like a universal unit. So what I did was I just replaced them with some smaller motorcycle battery size terminals. And you can see here's a fuse holder right here. And the Africa Twin battery compartment's really small, so I don't wanna have to try to fit this in there. And I have two of them because I have two sets of lights. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lengthen these two wires here so this fuse holder is actually under the seat. And then this will be under the seat too. This is your relay. And then I'm gonna shorten the wires up here. These are not only the wires that go to the lights right here, but also the wire that goes to the switch. Okay, so I didn't shorten the wires after all. What I did was I ran the main wires from these lights to the inside here, and they came through these holes in this plastic part here, and they come up, and I kind of wound them up right here and kind of shoved them in this cavity on both sides of the bike, and then they just come along here. They go up underneath the gas tank, come back down along the backbone here. For the button switches, I curled up the wires right around here. There's like a pocket in there. You can take up some of that extra wire there. The wires come underneath here. They come out right here. And then they just, here's your relays right here. And they're just kind of laying here next to my fuse block thing. And everything's nice and tidy. And then for the wires going down to the battery, I did lengthen them. And they just come down in here. They go underneath here. And they go into the battery. So now the fuse holders are up underneath here rather than way down here by the battery. So that worked out really good. Here's where I mounted the switches. They just have double-sided tape on them. This is the side fairing. Bad move on my part, because anytime I want to pull this fairing off to change air filters or whatever, these are going to be a problem. So I'm going to have to move them somewhere eventually, maybe up here on the dash somewhere. But like I said, double-sided sticky tape. There are no handlebar mounts for these. And one thing I want to mention too is the waterproofing on these is fantastic so far. I've ridden in 2.5 rainstorms and no water's gotten in here and messed up the switches. Lights are working fantastic still. So waterproofing, So far, so good. All right, guys, that does it for this video. I hope the video helped you decide, yes, I'm gonna get me some auxiliary lights, and I'm gonna go with Auxbeam. Great value, great light, great quality, tons of lighting options. I'm super happy with them. Now, I've been doing a complete build on this Africa Twin, so if you want to check out that videos, go to my channel, subscribe, like. Let's hear your comments. Are you using this lighting? Are you happy with it? Let everybody know. Other than that, see you guys in the next video. Peace.